All right. Thanks everyone for joining today's session and taking your time to join today's session. Today we'll be looking at what I refer to as a three-in-one course, which will focus on project management, Scrum Master, and business analysis. But before we dive in, I'll introduce myself, share a few slides with you, call on the facilitator as well to share more insight into the journey of all these three career paths that we want to have a look at today. And finally, we are going to take questions and answers at the end of the session. So please, if you have any questions, if you can wait till the end to ask your question by raising your hand, and also you can drop your message on the chat as well. All right. So without further ado, let's dive in. Quickly, so my name is Akin Oladeji, and I happen to be the founder of Learn with Pride. And what we do at Learn with Pride is help those that wants to transition from non-IT or non-technical background into the IT space. So we run different IT trainings ranging from project management to Scrum Master, business analysis, product owner, DevOps engineer, data analysis, data science, software testing, and we have in pipeline web development and database administrator to be kickstarting in September. Samsung SM, I believe it is from your end. If you cannot hear me properly, it should be from your end. I did a sound check before I start, and everyone confirmed they can hear me. So you can log out and log back in. Probably that will make it better. So do that. Thanks, Samsung SM. All right. So that is all the courses we offer. And why are we different? Is because we focus on on the practical training. Getting your hands dirty. We don't really preach certification. Because it's not the certification that will get you the job. Companies, recruiters are looking for people who can hit the ground running, not someone who can give them the theoretical aspect of what they are looking for. No, they don't want someone, they are not looking for someone to start, you know, um, speaking English to them at the interview, proving all theories to them. They don't want theories, they want someone who can hit the ground running. They want someone who has got the skills, who has got the experience, and who can demonstrate that at the interview as well. So that's what we stand for. That's what we do. We don't really preach professional certification. So in our books, practical training comes first before any certification, because even without the professional certification, right, you can still secure a job. So we focus heavily on practical training. And not only that, we support as long as you determine you are ready to come on the training, you are ready to come on board, we walk the walk with you. We just don't leave you hanging, or after enrolling, we just leave you high and dry. No, we don't do that. So we walk the walk with you, ensure that your aim at the end of the day is fulfilled. You are able to get a job, and that is our joy. That is our joy, at the end of the day as well, because we believe your success is also our success at the end of the day. So we work hand in hand with you to ensure that that success is achieved at the end of the day. So why the buzz recently about career transitioning into IT? Many people wants to do IT now, wants to go into tech. And just for a point of correction, it's not all roles in tech that is technical. It's not all roles in tech that involves coding, not at all. But why the buzz? Why are so many people wanting to change careers? The all started, I think, after after COVID, when companies now realize that, you don't have to actually physically present at the office before you deliver. That now makes remote job, virtual job so common, you know, meaning it doesn't matter your location. You can live in Nigeria, you can live in Zimbabwe, Africa, and secure a remote job with a company in the US. You can secure a remote job with a company in the UK. But before you can put yourself in this space, you must have acquired the right skills and knowledge for you to be able to compete with people, all over the world. We have seen this happen so many times. Our students are from all over the place, from Africa, from Europe, from South America, from UK, and, they are getting jobs. Why are they getting jobs? Is because they can demonstrate to the recruiters that they know what they are talking about. And part of what we offer as well is, interview preparation, making sure that you are ready for the job or for the interview even before you go in. So you are going into that interview with confidence. That's what we do. So since post COVID, the IT jobs, not only because you can work remotely from any part of the world, also, it doesn't matter. Uh, it gives you the work-life balance situation. It gives you the flexibility. Um, you might want to drop your kids at school, do school runs, or probably take your car to the mechanics, and you're still working. But if you're a nurse, or if you're a carer, or if you're a security, you cannot do that because you have to be physically present at work before you can do your work. If you are looking after a patient, you need to go there. You can't remotely work from home when you are taking care of a patient, you know. That is why you now see more people from the healthcare trying to transition, because they now believe, you need to work smart and not hard. Most of us are working hard, not working smart. You know, you can work smart, get good money, and work less hours. But when you are doing jobs like security, like nursing, like cares, I'm not saying those jobs are not good, but you are using your body, spirit, and soul to work. Despite the fact that you are getting that money at the end of the day, but it's taking your sweat. Even what's the essence of getting the money that you cannot spend at the end of the day? You know, rather than you spending it, you can't even go out because you are so tired, just because you've just finished a long shift. That's why you see many people, because IT as well, you don't have to go back to uni to go and study business analysis for another 2 years or 3 years, or go and study Scrum Master. No, you don't have to. All you need is a master class, a company that can take you on the journey, walk the walk with you. And at the end of that 3 months or 4 months, you are good to go to start applying and competing with those who has been doing it for 2-3 years. That is the joy of it. If compared to, considering a nursing career, you can't do a crash course in nursing for 3 months or for 4 months and you'll be qualified after 4 months. No way. You need to go to school of nursing or whatever it is called for 2-3 years or 4 years, I don't know. But you can't get a master class in that. And I can assure you, you that did a master class in 3-4 months, you are earning more than those that are going back to school to study nursing for another 3-4 years. Things are changing rapidly. That is in today's world, IT is the next gold. IT is the next crude oil. It gives you the flexibility you can never think of. It's highly paid, and you can even be on holiday and still be working. That is the joy of it. Anyway, so this is the right time, for you to make that switch, for you to make that change. The jobs are out there. People are taking on 2 roles, 3 roles. People are on 6 figures in the UK. And by the way, the average salary in the UK for 60% is between 18,000 and 35,000. That is what majority gets. You completing a 3-month or a 4-month course, and you are able to secure a role of 50,000, 60,000, just one, that is a lot of money. Now, considering that you are working smart, you can combine 2 roles together. Combining 2 roles together doesn't mean you are working extra hours. No, you are still working 9 to 5. But remember, you are working smart. If you now combine 260,000 roles together, you are on 6 figures already. Only few percentage in the UK gets that. That is the position, that is the space that you can find yourself after acquiring the right skills. And why is this particular course so special, so different? Is because it gives you 3 different options after you finished. You can decide to go the path of project management, you can decide to go the path of Scrum Master, or you can decide to go the path of a business analyst, if only you want to choose one out of the 3. But if you want to increase your chances in the market, you can combine all 3. PM and SM can be together on your CV, BA can be on your CV. That increases your chances of securing a role faster, and that is what we want. It doesn't matter to me how you secure your first role or what role you get first, whether it's a BA role or an SM role or a PM role. The most important is for you to secure a role. Get your feet at the door. Once you are in, you can spread your wings and fly away. So that's why we combine these 3 courses to give you enough exposure and to enable you to decide what path do you want to settle with, or are you ready, or do you have the capacity to combine everything on your CV, and you can apply for any of them as well. The decision is yours, but we are going to expose you to every of these roles, all the 3. All right. That being said, let me just go through my slide quickly so I don't waste more than most of your time. So quickly, why PMSMBA? They are one of the highly paid. I'm going to be using UK as a point of reference because that is where we are, but it doesn't matter your country. The average salary when you're considering a permanent role is around 57,000. And when you are considering a contract role, you're on 6 figures already, because just imagine you are getting £500 a day. £500 a day is like £10,000 a month. You're getting £10,000 a month, even if the contract is 6 months. You are cashing out 60,000 already. Meanwhile, some people don't even earn that in 2 years. That's the position you can put yourself. And many people will ask, can I actually earn that much money? Yes, you can. Those earning it, they don't have 2 heads. And by the time you are done with the training, although this is a 50-50 kind of a journey, we are going to do our own 50%, which is providing you with the platform, equip you with the necessary tools and all of that, support, mentorship, and all of that. And the other 50% is you, getting your hands dirty. You are not afraid to make mistakes. You are not taking the back seat. The training might be twice a week, but you are not restricting your learning to twice a week. Your learning needs to be an everyday journey. If you do all these things, do your own 50%. If we combine both, we can attain the 100%. And with that, you are good to go. Also, in the UK, project management and IT business analysts, they are one of the shortage of skilled worker in the UK as well. Meaning, even from back home, aside you applying for remote jobs, from back home, you can apply for jobs. If you do well, they like you, they can sponsor your visa from back home as well. But you can only be in this space if you have the necessary skill, if you've acquired the necessary skills and knowledge to do so. All right, let's move forward because of our time quickly. Also, I've mentioned this, you can work remotely from anywhere in the world. It doesn't matter where you live. After acquiring the right skills and knowledge, you can put yourself out there and start earning in foreign currency. Despite the fact that you are probably in Africa or wherever you are, you can secure a remote job with foreign companies and you get paid in foreign currencies as well. And it's in high demand. If it's not in high demand, people won't be doing 2 jobs, 3 jobs together. But because it's very much in high demand, you see someone working as a project manager, the first role, and somewhere in another company, he has taken up another role as a business analyst. Again, that person has mastered his onions and he has devised a way he can be working smart. Remember, it is in IT, it is all about working smart and not working hard. It's not like you are not doing your job. You are doing your job, but you are just working smart. You are being smart with the way you are doing your job or delivering your job. If you are to come on the journey, what will be the roadmap? Let's look at that quickly. So the program is for 4 months. This particular one is for 4 months. The first 2 months, the first 8 weeks will focus on the practical training. That is where you'll be exposed to a day in the life of a business analyst, a day in the life of a project manager, a day in the life of a scrum master, with all the tools as well that goes with each and every one of them. You'll be exposed to everything. Then after the 8 weeks training, you'll be put on a live project for another 2 months where you'll be working with a full Scrum team that will comprise of your developer, your Scrum master, your product owner, your business analyst, your tester. All of you are working together, IT project manager, all of you are working together, to deliver a solution for a client. That's the joy of it. That's the space you want to find yourself, because everything that you've learned in the first 2 months, that is where you get to practicalize it at the end of the day. Wumi, I'm going to address your question shortly. Just give me till the end of the day and I will tell you, or you can unmute and ask me that question at the end of the day, at the end of the session, if you are still on. Right. So I'll explain to you how that is done, your question. So there's no problem about that. It's a question that needs answer, which I'll gladly provide an answer to. Just give me till the end of the session. So just note, but for now, just know that there's nothing impossible to do. That is what you need to know for now. But remind me at the end of the session. You can raise your hand. I will address that. Or if I'm scrolling through the charts, I'll address that as well. But just remind me at the end of the session. All right. So now that you've gone through the training, 2 month training, and also you've gone through the 2 month project, now you can boldly say you can, take up a role as a business analyst, or you can take up a role as a project manager, or you can take up a role as a scrum master. But this is another very important step that I can't overemphasize how important it is. It is as in equally important as step 1 and step 2, which is the training and the project. Optimization of your brand. If you are not visible in the market, despite the fact that you've acquired the right skills, the right knowledge, but you are still not getting the calls. And we all know if you don't get the calls, you cannot get interviews. If you don't get interviews, you cannot secure any role. So that means you have to be visible out there. You have to be visible. That means your CV needs to be revamped, especially if you want to start applying for international jobs. Your CV has to be revamped to international standards. Also on LinkedIn as well, you have to be in that space, because most recruiters now go on LinkedIn first to look for you, whether you are there, to check you out and give you a call afterwards, or drop you a message that, we saw your profile on LinkedIn. Are you still in the market? Are you still looking for a job? That is what you want to be getting. Also, on all job sites, you need to upload your CV. Not only uploading your CV, you need to make your CV, you need to make them searchable. Why searchable is because it is not all jobs that are posted online. Some jobs are not posted online that recruiters just want to go on that website, browse through qualified candidates and give them a call afterwards, But if you are not searchable, they won't be able to see your CV and they won't be able to give you a call. So that is why it is important to make your CV searchable, and also to optimize your LinkedIn page. Then after all these things are done, you can now start applying for jobs. As you're applying for jobs manually, which I recommend like probably 30 a day, you are getting calls from those recruiters that saw your CV online, or those that dropped a message for you on LinkedIn. All these things put together, surely there's no way you won't secure an interview. And this is another stage that we help with: interview preparation. Our joy at the end of the day is for you to be able to secure a role. That is the joy, because we believe when you achieve that, someone somewhere will ask you, how did you do it? Because as at 4 months ago, I knew quite well that you were a customer service officer. How did you from 4 months ago, as in now, how did you transition within 4 months from customer service to becoming a project manager? Many people won't believe that, and then you can now tell your story, where you did the training. That is the joy for us at the end of the day. So we are always willing to do interview preparation with you to ensure that you are ready for that interview. Then after the job, okay, so that is all. So hopefully after the interview, you can get that good news, or probably that can serve as a learning curve as well. But as long as you keep getting the calls, you can be rest assured that the job, is just around the corner. That is it. So quickly, I just want to go through our company stats. From 2020 till date, in all our courses, we've managed to enroll over 20,000 students from 2020 till date. And this is not really up to date. This is a start from January 2023 till June 2023. Some courses are missing because they are still in the pipeline anyway. So you can see like Scrum Master, we've enrolled, and this is till June, not till date actually. So this needs update as well. In our Scrum Master, you can see we've enrolled over 1,000. In project management, over 250. And in business analysis, where are you? Over 750, And all in all, from onset till date, all over the world, Africa, Europe, America, South America, UK, 85% of our students are currently working. While 50% are working in the public sector, 35% in the private sector, and 15% are job ready, still waiting to be employed. And the good thing we do as well is, because you need a professional at your corner, whether when you are looking for jobs or when you eventually get a job. So we have a group called the alumni group. It's a group that comprise of those still looking for jobs and those that are already working. You want to belong in that group as well, because you don't know when you're going to need help from any one of them. Because when it comes to transitioning, support is really key. You need that support. Whether at the beginning, whether in the middle, you surely need that support. You need someone, you need a friend you can call. Hello, you know what? I'm stuck. I was told to do something on Microsoft project, but I don't know how to go about it. Please help. You need that person that you can call. So why can't you make use of the platform that is available for you, whereby you can see people on that platform who are already working that can help you out with any question that you may have as well. So that is it. That is another benefit that you get out of this training as well, or from enrolling with us. These are just sample jobs that I got online. The first one is paying between 650 and 750 a day. Don't think you cannot do it. Don't think the people earning this much, they've been working in that industry for 10 years. It is a lie. I'm a testament to this as well. I transitioned. My background was accounting. I have masters in accounting as well. But I transitioned. I was tired of accounting jobs. I needed a change badly. And from non-technical, I transitioned to a very technical role, which is software automation engineer, where you have to write codes in programming language like C sharp, you know, from non-technical, from debit and credit, from balance sheet, from trial balance. That was all I knew before, you know. But now, to the extent that not only am I working in that field, I train others as well to become like me. If you don't know my story, you would think probably I was born as a software automation engineer. But no, I only did a 3-month course. So that is why I know that 650, 750, it is possible for you to get that money, but you need to acquire the skills. You need to acquire the knowledge. And trust me, the rest will become a story, you know. The second one too is paying 680 pounds per day. Imagine getting, let's just say 600 pounds per day. That is 12,000 pounds a month. You're getting 12,000 pounds a month. That is a lot of money. Even if the contract is for 3 months, many are not getting what you are going to cash out in 3 months. Many are not getting it in 2 years. There's so much benefit, attached to working in IT. So many benefits, so many benefits, which I can't mention them all. This is another one. This is a permanent role paying 85 to 90K, and the other one is paying 65 to 72. You can do it. You can all do it. Trust me on that. And I can tell you, this is what I tell my students. This is what I tell my students. If I can do it, anybody can do it. Again, Wumi, I'm going to attend to this question at the very end when we finish. Don't worry. So just keep piling those questions, or you can do me a favor at the end. You can just unmute and ask all these questions again. Well, trust me on that. I'll attend to them all. So what are the benefits that you're going to get on the journey if you should enroll on this journey with us? The first one is the practical training that you get, which will expose you to a day in the life of a business analyst, a day in the life of a project manager, a day in the life of a scrum master, in details, to the extent that you can defend each and every one of them. Also, you get to work on a live project. I am not talking about a capstone project. I am not talking about a made to believe project. I am talking about a real project. I'm working with a full team as well. Also, we offer mentorship. We offer support, which I just mentioned few minutes ago regarding the support you can get from the alumni group and from our team as well. Also, the training you are getting is a win-win for you. You can never go wrong. Why? You are getting 3 trainings, 3 different trainings, 3 different roles for the price of one. Honestly, for those who have done their due diligence, for those who have done their research about different courses out there, you know that this is a bargain of the century. This is the best bargain you can ever see in 2023. Only if you can tap into it. That is it. Because another thing I notice is when it comes to investing in ourselves, we always find it difficult. But if people should come to us, with emergency, oh, I need £1,000, we can give them that money. But when it comes to spending on ourselves, we are always reluctant. And if we don't invest in ourselves, how do we want to reap anything tomorrow? That means we always aspire to become something without actually becoming that thing, because you never take the action necessary to ensure that you become that thing. We procrastinate too much. you know 400 pounds, that's too much. What is the probability of getting a job after I've even finished the training? Oh, no, I can't spend that 400 pounds. That will pay my rent. But what you don't understand is the probability of you getting a job. You will never know until you take that bold step. It's like a lottery. You saw someone on TV that won 30 million. You now wish, oh, how I wish I played the lottery. Probably I could have won that money, but you never played. And they always say you have to be in it to win it. If you never played, there's no way. You always be a dreamer. You can never win it. Same thing goes to what's it called? Transitioning as well. You need to take action. For you to reap the benefits tomorrow, you need to take action today. So we offer mentorship, we offer support. The training you are getting is 3-in-1. You are 3 for the price of 1. We offer interview preparation as well, and also all our courses. So you'll be getting 3 different certificates. All our courses are CPD accredited, meaning they meet the professional standard, and the certificate that you're going to get at the end of the day is recognized in over 60 countries. Let me quickly show you and share the link on the chat so that you can read more about them at your own convenient time. This is our company. And you can read more about the benefits attached, to each certificate, to the certificate that you'll be getting at the end of the day as well. I just sent the link on the chat. So at your free time, please feel free to read more about them. Check out our company on their website as well, and check out the benefit attached to the certificate that you'll be getting as well. So you'll be getting CPD accredited certificate, which is recognized in over 60 countries. Also, at the end of the program, I'm going to be giving you a free ebook, a guide that I put together myself, about 40-something pages. Let me see. Where are you? So this is it. So you'll be getting this guide as well, which is like 53 pages on what you need to do to successfully the steps that you need to take, to successfully transition to any roles of your choice. You'll be getting that as well for free. And also, we give you a work reference for the duration that you are with us. That's what you'll be getting. So quickly, I'm wasting too much. I don't want to waste too much time. One of the key tools that you'll be required on the journey to use, because you'll be taking the project management course as well, is Microsoft Projects. But the bad thing about Microsoft Projects is there is no free trial out there. It is not an open source. You need to purchase it, whether you are paying for it monthly or you want to pay for, at once, but you need to pay for it. You can check the price out on Google as well. But as you can see, this is from www.microsoft.com. And the price for the tool is $679. And you need this tool. There's no way. It's like when we are growing up that, let's say if you learn how to drive, with Volkswagen, there's no other car you won't be able to drive. When it comes to tooling, In project management, this is the Volkswagen of them all. You need to know how to use it. But how can you learn how to use it when it is too expensive to even purchase? But if you enroll on the course, aside all the benefits that I mentioned earlier on, for the Microsoft project tool as well, I'm going to be providing you free of charge. As long as you have that laptop, that software is yours forever. It is not like you use it for the duration of the program and it expires. No, it is yours forever. And that costs £679 on its own. That is why I said this is a bargain for the year that you can't get it from anywhere. I can beat my chest to that. All right, quickly. So what is the cost of this program for the 4-month duration? The cost is $9.99. But for those that will be enrolling between now, we only have 10 slots for the cohort that will be starting on the, I think, 11th of September. Yes, 11th of September. We only have 10 slots left, if my memory serves me right. Yes. So the price for the 4-month duration is $9.99. But for those that will be enrolling between now and the next 7 days, you can get 50% discount on that. So that will make it $4.99. This $4.99, if you have everything to pay at once, fantastic, you can pay it at once. But if not, you can even split the payment. Half payment is required to start, and the other half can be paid after 6 to 8 weeks. So you have like 2 months to pay the other half, just that the whole amount has to be completed before you get on the live project. That is the only condition. So you can see all the benefits I've mentioned. You get the Microsoft project for free. You get 50% discount. You can even pay half of it, to start, and the other half can be paid in the next 6 to 8 weeks. If you are interested, if everything I've showed interests you, if you want to come on board and rewrite the story, if you want to come on board and be among those, that earn 6 figures, if you want to come on board and be among those who command what they get on a daily basis, you can take the bold step. £400, £500, you can give to people easily. You can use it for holiday. You can use it for anything you want to use it for. But why can't you take a chance and invest and see what happens in 4 months' time, and see what happens in 5 months' time, and we can rewrite the story together. We can ensure that, you start getting the 300, 400, 500 pounds a day, or 60,000 pounds per annum. If you are interested, if you want to enroll, or for any questions at all after this session, you can reach out to me on the number on your screen. So you can screenshot the number on your screen. The WhatsApp number will be the best one to reach out to me on. So you can reach out to me on that WhatsApp number, or if you're in the UK, you can call me on the mobile number as well if you're in the UK. For enrollment, for any questions, for payment details, you can reach out to me on that number on your screen, which is the WhatsApp number if you are anywhere around the world, or the mobile number if you are in the UK. You can call me on the mobile number if you are in the UK. The cost in Naira, that is to Ademola, the original cost in Naira is like 1 million. But if you apply the 50%, that will make it 500,000 Naira. 500,000 Naira, half of that is required to start, and the other half can be paid within 6 to 8 weeks. The software alone for the course costs in Naira over 600,000 Naira. And in pounds, you can say 679,000. So that is why I said, it's a win-win situation for anyone that jump on this offer. And as I said, we only have 10 slots left. Actually, someone just sent me a message now. So we only have 9 slots left as at now. 9 slots left. All right, let me stop talking and let me call on the facilitator that will take you on the journey to share more light into the life of all these three, unique roles. And, and we can take questions at the end of the day. So for now, thanks for listening to me, and I shall be back shortly. Thanks. Tona, over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, Akin, for that wonderful journey you've taken us through. Because of our time, I'm going to quickly dive into the presentation I have to, allow us understand the extent to which we are going with these 3-in-1 course. Okay, so I'll just quickly skip over to introduce myself. I hope you can see my screen here. I can see that you can do that. So please, my name is Tomayo David. I'm a certified Prince 2 project manager, experienced in both Agile and Waterfall projects. You can see down there my LinkedIn, my LinkedIn URL. Okay, yeah, so this will be a profile, not a URL, and my GitHub link also. So, well, I've just like Akin said, I'm also someone that transitioned into tech. You look at my journey, I've worked in banks and in an oil and gas company. Then presently I work in a property tech company as a business development manager, but I actually manage a lot more than that. I oversee businesses, products, and I also coach my team using the agile processes and all. So the journey is pretty similar. So now let's go to what the project is. I'm going to be a little bit fast because of our time. We need to, in this journey, we're going to understand what project management is about. And we're going to take some definitions right now. So a project is a temporary endeavor undertaking to create a unique product, service, or result. So anything project, it's about some key things. The first thing is that it's temporary. It means that it has a beginning and an end. So it has a start or a finish date. So that's what a project is. And also, a project's outcome is to create a unique product. So that word unique also is something that points to the fact that you can have a lot of projects, but they are not the same. So project has uniqueness in it. That is why it requires training and skills to be able to, understand and manage these things. And also creating service or results is part of the reason. So now, as I'm taking you through these things, I'll share some brief experience with us to help us. Some people could just say, okay, like Akin mentioned, you can just say, you know what, I'm going to take on a certification, and from there I can try my hands on a few jobs, apply, and hopefully get one. Yes, I'm going to assure you that all these things I've done before. I remember when I took a certification class, I from there I started applying for jobs, right? Some of them, because of how I optimized my LinkedIn and my CV, I got called, but I couldn't pass the interview stage. And the reason is, the recruiters understand what is required on the job. They want to know if you know how to do the job, not just talk about what you've learned in the classroom. So usually I always talk about what I've learned in the classroom and everything, but there's this emptiness that they notice. It is after I talked to one of the recruiters and, asked carefully to just please give me an honest feedback on why they are not continuing with me. And the person shared this with me. So it was then that I realized that it's just beyond having a classroom knowledge. It is rather having a practical experience of what you want to do. So I kind of packed aside classroom learning. I started chasing experience. I started putting my hands on a lot of projects, work on things. So that is what people want to see. And that is what Learn with Pride offers you on this journey, for you to have a practical knowledge that you can even put on your LinkedIn, that you are working with such a company and this is what you have done. You have a project that you can name and point to at the end of the day. So I said, why project management? So it gives you clear, organized plans that improves your team collaboration. Now, you can apply project management skill in any facet or area of your life. You could be tech inclined, you could be not tech inclined, you could be in a business environment. Applying project management knowledge is not limited. It's something that you can use. It can help you to understand things better or see things more clearer. Now, another thing is it helps you to identify roles and eliminate confusions. If you're a project manager, trust me, if you're given a task to handle, you can easily understand and differentiate roles because it's what you're going to be learning on the journey. So you're able to devise and say, okay, we have separate roles. These roles are not cross-functional. These roles are, working together and all those sort of things. That's what it brings to you. Also, it helps you to have defined goals, and this one having defined goal tends to increase team's effectiveness. And another thing is to improve your communication skill, because pardon me for that, throughout the life of a project, communication is a very, very vital element. You communicate non-verbal communications, you communicate synchronously, asynchronous communication. What I mean by that is when you do synchronous communication, you are communicating, with a set of people at the same time. Probably you're having a meeting, one-on-one meeting with your team, or you're communicating on this kind of conferencing that we're doing right now. Then we have this sort of the ones that are not like that. For instance, sending an email is a form of communication. So all these things help you, to develop how to communicate. And you also identify, the methods that you need to use to communicate. Those are things that project management offers you, outside the main thing that is there. There are some other, additional things. And that's what I'm trying to the intangible ones, what I'm trying to enlighten us about now. And also, project management tools helps you to increase efficiency. That is just, there's nothing more to say about that. If you have project management skills, you are efficient. If you're a manager, you'll be efficient as a manager. If you're a supervisor, the same thing. Whatever you are, you have a level of efficiency that is going to set you apart from other people. Now, what are the course deliverables? What are you going to learn? You're going to learn both PMI and Prince2 project management principles. You don't get opportunity to learn this anywhere. The reason is PMI is Project Management Institute. It's an institution on its own. They have their own type of way they teach project management. And also Prince2 differs. So usually in Europe is more inclined to Prince2. When I mean Europe, the countries in Europe, they more inclined to Prince2, like the UK and the rest. But while US, the America, Canada, they are more of PMI. So now you have opportunity to learn something that can set you apart anywhere you find yourself. If you're in the Europe market, you're in the Canadian market, American market, you understand the principles that you need to use. Yeah, so I'm going to be teaching you that project management combined and crashed together using those avenues or these bodies to teach you. And also, in projects, we have what they call agile and waterfall. Now, the agile part is what I talked about. We look at the statistics that I showed us earlier, which is Scrum. That is an agile framework. It's a method that we use in agile Scrum. Then the waterfall. So what I'm talking to you basically now is waterfall projects. So waterfall projects, an example of waterfall projects is like, constructing a skyscraper, building roads, anything that has dependencies, or any project that requires a start to finish and that cannot easily be changed. Those are waterfall projects. Okay, so we'll get to that. Also, you learn how to manage a project from start to finish. So, and you also use software, just like Aki has mentioned. The use of that Microsoft project is very important. You're going to be learning that Microsoft project alone. Some companies, I must tell you, learning Microsoft project alone is a course on its own that you pay a lot for, rather than just learning conventional projects or the theory parts. So, but all these things are coming together. You're going to be learning the classroom, then you also learn software. The Microsoft project is going to be used to deliver this. And also, yes, because of my experience, I always like to take my students on other journeys. So I'm going to be exposing them. Also, if you're enrolled, you'll be opportunity to learn more than Microsoft project. There's another tool called Oracle P6. That's Oracle Primavera 6. It's also a software that is used for planning and scheduling, very similar to Microsoft project. The reason why I'm going to also show you how to use this, even though not extensively, but just the rudiments, so that if you find yourself in a company that prefers to use a P6, because usually if it's a waterfall project, they usually prefer MS project, the Microsoft project. But if other companies decide to use other software, if you have those knowledge, you are good to go. You're also going to learn how to understand and manage variables that control any project, like time, scope, benefits, quality, risk, all those kind of things. You're going to be able to understand how to learn those things. Yeah. Opportunity to collaborate on a live project. I can have said that, emphasize that a lot. Mentorship also, I said that. Then software solution used to manage both waterfall and agile projects. You're going to also learn that. Okay. Now, look at this. Now, a waterfall project approach entails, defined sequence of execution with project phases that do not advance until a phase receives final approval. What are we saying here? We are saying that a waterfall project, like I mentioned, is a project that you don't advance on it until you have finished one. That's what they call waterfall. And I've given you an example, like construction projects, or not only construction. You can even apply waterfall to some other software projects. Just that convention nowadays it's no more encouraged. But you understand waterfall project. Now, if you're handling businesses or you're working on maybe companies that are not into construction, neither into software, but they are still managing projects. However, you can use this knowledge very effectively. So let's look at what Agile project is. So in Agile projects, we are going to be dealing particularly with Scrum. So Agile project management is iterative, means that it's something that you do and refine and do again, like a cycle, just like you see this, the way this cycle is, you go and come back and go and come back. That's how an Agile project works. Because the reason is that once you have probably software work, what you do is you collaborate with the client so that the client does refinements, identify new features, then there's change. You keep refining until you get the final product. That's how software, or let me say Agile project management works. And it also focuses on continuous release and incorporating customer feedback with every iteration. Yeah, I just said that now. So some Agile methodologies are Scrum, Lean, Extreme Programming, Kanban, and the FDD, meaning feature-driven development. But we are going to be learning Scrum. It's the most popular one, I can tell you. And if you know Scrum, you are good to go. Anyone that is hiring a project, even if you're going to be using any other methodologies, Scrum is almost a compulsory thing you need to know, because it's like the baseline or bedrock for all Agile projects. So you're going to be learning Scrum extensively, and not just learning Scrum extensively, you're going to be learning them using some software. And the software you're going to be using for Scrum is Jira. So you can use Jira. There's Monday.com, is another very good software for Agile projects. Also ClickUp, the same thing, but Jira is more popular. So we're going to be teaching you what is obtainable in the market. Like I said, look at the list of software here. The Oracle Primavera will be used for waterfall projects. The MS project, which is Microsoft project, for also waterfall. Then you're going to be dealing with Trello. Rather, there is Trello, ClickUp, Jira, Asana, WorkZone, Monday.com, and Podio. There are a lot of other softwares that are not included here, but this is just a few to mention. Now, the good thing about software is once you know one, I only learned Jira and I was able to use ClickUp and Monday.com at a glance. So if you learn one, you will be able to use other. And also, I only learned Oracle Primavera. That was what I learned. And when I finished learning this and obtained certificate on it, I was able to use Microsoft projects easily and perfect my hand, such that I now have more working experience using MS Project itself. And that's what I'm going to be teaching in this class. Now, this is a 3-in-1 package. We are talking about business analysis. This business analysis, I'm just going to run you through it. Why do you have to be a business analyst? It's because every project that you are doing, the end of it is to have return on investment. That's the thing. So this opportunity is very rare. I don't know how much I can, emphasize on it. But because of time, I'll just let you know that if you have a skill set where you can thrive in a position that requires project management, Scrum Master, and business analysis, I can tell you, you'll be top candidates to recruit at. Because nowadays, most recruiters, they don't want to, because these 3 roles I'm telling you, you can have them separately in a business. But when you have someone that has this automatic knowledge of these 3, if you are in a business where they have those 3 roles, I bet you your chances of even getting quicker promotion to managerial level is very, very sure. Because you are going to be seeing projects from the dimension of a business owner. That's why business analysis is very important. All those top senior project managers, most of them have extensive knowledge on business analysis. And who is a business analyst? It's just an agent of change. So a business analyst is like a link between the project itself and the stakeholders. So because he's someone that knows how to manage business requirements. You have a product you want to develop, a business analyst must first analyze risk, analyze a lot of things, and also gather requirements, which they call requirement elicitation. So you need to understand how to interpret what the customer wants and interpret it to in documentation, interpret it to the project team so that they can develop according to customer requirements. So that's just a summary of it. So as a business analyst, you'll be learning a lot of things, how to elicit requirements, how to identify stakeholders, how to give priorities to your stakeholder using the RACI matrix, a lot of other things you're going to learn. And also you're going to be learning what they call the business model canvas. So this business model canvas is a top MBA tool. When I mean MBAs, the people that do masters in business administration is what they teach them to understand how business works. So with just this canvas, you can see how it's numbered: customer segments, customer relations, channels, value proposition, key resources, key activities, key partners, cost structure, and revenue streams. That is what it entails to run a successful business or to plan a successful business. If you have all these tools in your hand, you can even start up your own business or consult a business for someone. So with this tool, I've consulted business with a lot of people. Someone says, I have a business idea, I want to develop a business case for me. I use this to section and develop business easily. So these are the things that I'm going to consider if I want to develop a business for anyone, and I'll be able to do it effectively. So that's all those things that we are going to be learning in this course. Okay. I hope you can see me though.
Yes.
All right. Sorry, that must be a technical issue there. Let me go back to sharing my screen. Okay, I think it's a technical issue from my from the screen I was sharing. Okay, so well, let me just conclude on that, because at the end of the day, what you are going to be getting from the business analysis session is having thorough knowledge on how to gather requirements for business and understand business per se, such that as a project management manager or a Scrum master, you are well equipped when it comes to managing live projects. And also, this tool is going to help you, because when you get to managing a live project, you are going to be gathering requirements from your client. So you need that tool to do that, business analysis as a course, and you're going to be learning it. So that's it. So what I'm going to encourage us is, come the day we are starting this course, I expect to see as many of us as possible. Although I can say there are just few slots, remaining, I want to encourage you to, take advantage of this opportunity. It's a rare one. I've never seen where, these three courses are taught at once. It's usually split up, and, but for this opportunity to come here, I think it's a great, opportunity that you need to take advantage of. And also, I can talk about the discounts for early birds. If you apply early, you get that discount. Also, look at the benefit of having that MS Project. I purchased MS Project on my laptop, and that's what I've been using by now. But you are going to be getting it free. So enormous opportunities are waiting, and what it takes is for you to be committed and willing to learn. Once you can do that, I can assure you that at the end of the program, you'll be well equipped to stand out, apply for jobs, and you prosper at it. So thank you very much, everyone. I'll hand over to Akina.
All right, thanks, Stone Ayo, for that. I know we've really taken, we have taken too much of your time with my intro. All right, please, if you have any questions, this is the time to raise your hand, and I'll be attending to those questions. Again, this is a 4-month journey that will be starting on the 11th of September. And as it is now, there's a 50% discount on the fee for anyone that wants to take advantage of that. You can take advantage of it. So If you have any questions, please kindly raise your hand and I'll be calling you. So please, I believe we are here to learn together, right? So I really want people to raise their hand and talk to me rather than dropping their chats on, dropping their questions on the chat. All right, but let me go through the chat. But, ta, 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 ta. All right, I'm just trying to see where the question actually starts from. All right, this is from Wumi. You mentioned that one can work even when you're on holiday. How is this even possible? Like a film trick or like a magic? When your IP address is out of the location, can you please kindly explain? All right, it's in two ways. Some companies, their policy allows you to travel out of the country and go away with your laptop and work there as well. My nephew is a typical example of that, which I can cite for you right now. He lives in the UK. He's doing two jobs, software automation engineer. And as I'm speaking now, he currently is in Nigeria currently for a wedding. And he's working from Nigeria 9 to 5. He did not do this out of his company's policy. He actually asked that he needs to travel for a wedding. He doesn't want to take a holiday because he still wants to work. Can he travel? Is he allowed for, for him to work over there? And they gave him a green light. Let's now say in the situation or circumstances that probably you can't get a green light. What is this thing that people use? My memory is failing me now. That you can use to change IP address. You can be in Nigeria and your IP address is still showing as the UK, as in like you are in the UK. What's that thing called? I've forgotten. What's it called? What's it called? It's popular like that. So there's always a workaround.
Sorry, you're talking about VPN, right?
VPN, thank you very much.
Yeah.
Especially if you are traveling around Europe, you don't have any issues when it comes to working. They don't have issues with that. When I still used to do 9 to 5, I've traveled several times with my family because I don't want to take a break. I've just, we are going to France. They are going to France for holiday, but I'm not doing anything. I'll be bored, but I want to work from there. And they say, well, that's fine. The only place they might raise eyeballs sometimes is if you are traveling probably from UK to Africa, they might not allow that sometimes. But if your company is not dealing with data security stuff that they know you might breach by crossing the border, then there's no problem. That is number one question from Wumi. I hope I've been able to answer that. So for every situation, there's always a workaround. What's the other question from? Let me scroll down. The other question is from Job. I don't know whether you are still online. How do you make your CV searchable? So it's one of the things we're going to show you on the journey as well. When you upload your CV, it's part of the settings that it's like a toggle that you need to enable. So it's part of the settings. You see it under the settings, I think. You just have to enable the setting to toggle the button from off to on, to switch it on so that that will enable anyone that visit that website to be able to see your CV. That is how you enable that is how you make your CV searchable. All right. Wumi, how much tax is taken from 12K, please? I don't know. I don't know how much tax is taken from 12,000 because when you are working as a contractor, you are using your limited company. And they've even made it simpler, although you won't get much money out of it. If you are working, so you can work inside, inside. If you are working in the UK, you can either get a contract that will be inside IR35 or outside IR35. If you are a contractor and you are working inside IR35, meaning, let's assume probably your daily rate is £600 because of the law they introduced, which is IR35. If that role falls inside IR35, meaning your daily rate is £600, but you are not going to get the entire £600 into your limited company. Instead, the government will charge you the appropriate tax because the contract falls inside IR35 before they eventually pay you. So at the end of the day, if your daily rate is £600 and is inside IR35, after all tax, you might be walking home with £400 a day. But if your contract roles fall outside IR35 and they are paying you £600 a day, right? The entire money will be paid inside your limited account. They will not deduct any tax from that £600 because they are expecting you, when you are going to be doing your returns at the end of your financial year for your limited company, for you to declare the appropriate tax. So that is when your accountant will do all the expenses, your transportation, your feeding, your allowance, your this, your that, and whatever remains, they will now tax it. Your accountant will work out the tax that will be payable to HMRC. So I can't really give you the exact amount of tax that will be charged on 12,000. Unfortunately, it depends on the scenario, whether that 12,000 is inside our 35 or outside our 35. All right. Wumi, I don't know whether you are still on the call. I hope that has answered your question. You can unmute and talk to me. Ademola.
Yes, it has. Thank you very much for that. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Ademola, what is the cost in Naira? After the 50% discount, that will be 500,000 Naira. And half of that is required to start, and the other half paid within 6 to 8 weeks. All right. Please, nobody has raised their hand. Does that mean, woman, are you raising your hand?
Yes, sorry.
Okay. That is a unique way of raising hand, though.
I realized it. I'm sorry. Because when you mentioned it was when I tried to raise, and I was looking for the where to raise, but I used that hoping you were going to see, but you still got that. Thank you very much.
All right. What's your question?
Yeah, my question is because I live in Nigeria, and I would like to get roles abroad. So I live in Nigeria. I like to work remotely. And when I say remotely, I mean fully remotely in my location. What is the probability that I'll be able to get 2 to 3 roles abroad? And
Okay, go on.
yeah, and the chances that this company would want me to work remotely from Nigeria, knowing fully well that in terms of security, like what you just explained earlier on, in terms of security breaches and all of that, what are the chances? Is it likely
Okay.
or unlikely, please? Thank you.
We have many countries, even aside the UK. We have Hungary, we have Austria, we have Australia, we have US, we have many countries. We have many countries, looking for such skills. And the good thing is you can work as a freelancer. You don't even need to work as a permanent staff. There's a site. If you get a permanent role, why not? You can take it. But you can as well work as a freelancer, meaning more like a contractor. Like, there's a company in the US that only wants a Scrum Master, to do certain things for them for a specified period of time, probably 2 months, 3 months. You can take on that. do it, get paid. But while you are still on their job, you can look out for another, freelance role as well, probably in Austria or wherever, and they want you for another 6 months. So that means you are working two jobs. One will expire in 3 months' time. The other one will last you for another 6 months. There are many jobs like that, freelance role, and there are sites dedicated for freelance roles as well, where you can apply for such roles, because you even get more money working as a freelancer than as a permanent role, but again, you can get a permanent role. um there's nothing impossible. I've seen someone that they paid from Nigeria. The company is in the UK. They paid a flight ticket, accommodation for her to fly from Nigeria to UK for an interview. you know so those are the kind of position. If you can earn, it's one thing to acquire the skills and knowledge. The other thing which is very important is the favor as well. But before we can be favored, we need to do our bit, which is acquiring the right skills and knowledge. Then favor will follow. They might just like you for no reason. You just be wondering, am I that beautiful? Especially women are favored. You'll be wondering, am I that beautiful? Or even guys, you're just wondering that you are talking about Arsenal and Chelsea. That is favor. At the end of the day, they just like you for no reason and they just give you the role. It is not by what you know that you get the roles, it is by the favor. That I can tell you for fact. All right, so that is, I hope I've answered your question, women. Imani, can we access the presentation document? The recording will be made available on the, what's it called? On the WhatsApp group, or by tomorrow, it will be available on our YouTube channel as well. So you can just search for Learn with Pride on YouTube, and you'll be able to access today's recording on YouTube as well. Please, when is the next session, and does this can also work for the next? Let's do, let tomorrow cater for itself. This is to Stella. We don't even know what will happen tomorrow. The next session after the one on September 11th, September, October, will be around November, and that will be the last one for the year. So that will be around November. I don't know, probably like probably like mid-November, but that will be the very last session cohort for the year. So, but I cannot say what percentage will be given out. Let's pray for mercy and protection, to see that day first. Then we can know what happens. Please. All right, Stella, I hope I've answered that question. Can one work permanently abroad? I live in Nigeria and secure 2 or 3 roles abroad. What are the chances that I will get a job? My facilitator, my business analysis facilitator, because I've got another standalone course for business analysis. He lives in Nigeria, but he works for a company in the UK. And he has been with them for over 2 years, but he lives in Nigeria. And he works remotely from Nigeria. He's a business analyst, a senior business analyst. So if you can get one, why can't you get one? Again, it's all about favor. But there are lots of freelance roles that you can easily get for 2, 3 months, 4 months, finish the job, cash out. You can have 2 jobs, you can command 2 jobs at the same time. 3. It depends on how smart you are working, how much you know the job and how smart you are working. But yes, there's nothing impossible. In my book, absolutely nothing is impossible. And that's one of the joy COVID brings. If not for COVID, this won't happen. You in Nigeria working for a company in Australia, or you in UK working for a company in Zimbabwe. It might not, probably we won't see stuff like that, but at least we can enjoy it now. And that is the reason why people are rushing in to, you know, to go into IT so that they can cash out as well. How much is it cost in dollars? At the moment, if I tell you in dollars, I will just be quoting Google exchange rate for you. This is to Mohammed Danso. But even if you are paying in dollars, I'm still going to, the payment link I'm going to send to you will still be in pounds, and your bank will do the conversion if when you are making the transaction. So I'm guessing like 500 pounds in dollars will be probably around 650. That is my guess. Around that price, I believe so. Probably 620, 650, thereabout. Hashtag women are favor. Shegun Ojas. Not really, not only women. Favor has no boundary, whether you are a man or woman. Favor is favor. Favor is favor. Well, you can argue that. It all depends. Um, but favor is favor. You talking about football at your interview, that's favor as well. So favor can just come in different direction. But before we receive this favor, the thing is that we need to do our own bit. Then we can pray for favor. It's like, someone, a secondary school, uh, a secondary school boy or girl, whatever, that wants to write a mathematics exam, that is just reading maths and is asking for God, wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. You're supposed to put pen to paper, solve issues, work out issues, calculation, and all of that. But you are reading math like you are reading comprehension. No, that is not it. But if we do the bit we're supposed to do, and we leave the rest to God, God will perfect it. Oh, Stella, you are still on the call. This is to plan. And how many weeks does each session last? So the practical training is for 2 months. So that is why before we can start another session, we need to finish the practical training. Once you are on the project, it's fine. But for the practical training, which is for the first 2 months, we need to finish that before we can start another cohort. That is why before we can start another cohort will be around November, because this one is starting September 11. So October 11, November 11. So it will be finishing like around in November. Around November 11. Honestly, I don't know yet. That's even sounding like the last batch for the year, because before we can start another one, that will be like last week of November, and we always break at the middle of December for the year. So that means if we run another one at the end of November, it's only after 2 weeks of training, we are going to break till January again. So that is still, I need to think about that, if that will be doable, or we just have to wait till next year. So what is the learning hours per day or per week? So the training runs twice a week, every Mondays and Wednesday, if I'm right. No, 3 times a week. Sorry, it runs 3 times a week. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. Mondays and Wednesdays. No, all of them. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays, 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time. So it's 3 days a week, 2 hours per session. What about the time, please? 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. UK time. Mondays, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. And that is all the questions from my chat. No hand raised. Any other question from anyone? Again, let me just go through quickly. So these are the benefits that comes with the training. This is another benefit that you'll be getting free of charge. And this is another benefit that stands for the next 7 days, 50% discount. And as I said, for any inquiry, any question, enrollment details, payment details, anything at all, or you just want to hear my voice, you can get in touch with me on that number, on the WhatsApp number. And if you're in the UK, you can call me on that mobile number as well. So any final question from anyone? Hopefully, so far this night on this session, one has enrolled. So we have 9 slots left. Hopefully, I'm going to,
Hi.
yeah, woman.
Sorry, quick one, and it will be the last from me tonight. Can you do a recap, please, on the payment and the discount as well, please?
All right.
Thank you.
So this is a payment. So the actual cost is 999 in pounds. But if you are talking in naira, that is like 1 million naira. But there is a 50% discount on it the next 7 days if you are enrolling. That will bring it down to half price, which will be 499 or 500,000 naira. And half of this is required to start, meaning you can start with 249 pounds, or you can start with 250,000 naira, and the other half is due within 6 to 8 weeks. But everything needs to be paid before you get on the live project, and that is the cost. What about the time, please? Time for what, Wumi? Is that the time for the training or the time for? All right, okay, that's fine. No problem. Any final question from anyone? Again, you can reach out to me. If you remember anything after this session, you can reach out to me on that number. So any final question from anyone? I hope one way or the other, you've been able to gain something out of the session. And it's just about, taking a leap of faith, taking that bold step. We don't know what is on the other side, but the only way you can know what is on the other side is by starting the journey. If you don't embark on the journey, you will never know. Start the journey and see what is on the other side, of the coin. So that being said, thank you everyone for taking your time to come out today to listen to me. Hopefully I'm going to see some of you on the journey and we can rewrite the story together, and from now, before now rather, I'll say good night. Enjoy your night and stay safe out there. See you on the course. Thank you and have a good night rest. Bye-bye.